Alright, welcome back. As promised, now we're going to do some side dishes for your Easter ham. First thing up is quick, easy carrot salad. I have shredded 3 different ways, coins, slices, and shreds. I like all the 3 different ways. We're going to make a carrot salad. So now we have our carrots, just carrots, that's all it is. And to that, we're going to take some crushed pineapple that we had left over from our cake. Only this time you do want the juice. Alright, I'm going to put that in there. Maybe a little more. And put some pecans in there. And we're going to put some apple chunks in there. This is a gala apple. And we're not even going to peel it. We're just going to core it. Just pop the core out. Whoop, down on the floor that one went. And we just want to cut it into little chunks. That way, so you can watch me. So you can watch me cut. Just little bite-sized chunks. Big or small as you like them. If you want to run those through your food processor and shred the apple, you can do that too. That'll work too. I just like doing little bite-sized chunks. Give it some crunch. You can break them off as you put them in if they're too big. Big or as little as you want. Alright, we're going to give that a stir. Check it out. Now this is best if you make it the day before, the night before, and then you're going to put it in the refrigerator and let it set. And I'm going to put just a little bit more apple in there. Now when you're buying canned pineapple, always get the one that says no sugar added in its natural juice. You don't want it in that heavy corn syrup. You don't want to do that. You want to be able to sweeten it yourself. And then as you let that cook overnight or sit overnight, it will be very, very sweet the next day. The longer it sits, the better it gets, is my motto. Alright. You can see this. Alright. Stir that up. Give that a stir. If you want to add raisins to it, you can add raisins. If you want to add cherries to it, you can add cherries. If you want to add coconut to it, you can add coconut. But there is your carrot salad. Pineapple, apples, pecans, and carrots. That's it. Now it goes in the fridge. It's done. Alright. So, let's get rid of all this. Like that. Alright. So now, next thing we want to do is a traditional family favorite of ours called Bubble and Squeak. It's an Irish favorite. There we go. It's called Bubble and Squeak. And for this, alright. This, we're going to grab a big pan. We're going to put it on, start it on about a medium size heat, medium heat. Alright. And we're going to take a half a stick of butter. That's sort of melted. And we'll put about a half a stick of butter in there. And I know I'm not using cast iron. I'm using stainless today. That's okay. The reason is I've got the tripod set where the cast iron is, and I didn't pull it out because I forgot to pull it out. So, and this has deeper sides. It gets higher. Bubble and Squeak is an old Irish recipe. This is super, super easy, super, super good, and very versatile. You can make this go so many different ways. The traditional way to do it is potatoes and cabbage and onions. That's it. Potatoes, cabbage, and onions. But you can add zucchini to it. You can add zucchini and potatoes and do it that way. It's called Bubble and Squeak because the potatoes bubble and the cabbage squeaks. So it's Bubble and Squeak. Right now I'm just going to chop up some onion. That's what I'm doing right now, is getting rid of some onion. Just a rough chop, nothing fancy on this one. Just a rough chop. Super easy. 4 ingredients. Butter, cabbage, and onions. And hash browns. Alright, so there's our onion. Get it going. Oh, there's a little bit more onion. Alright. And we need some salt and pepper. And some garlic. Yep. Alright. And this is real pretty colors, springy colors that work well. Okay, so now, while we got that going, what we're going to do is we're going to cut up some cabbage. And these big outer leaves, and this is cabbage straight from my garden. But you can buy it at the store. You don't have to get it out of your garden. We're going to just half it like that. Then we're going to turn it over. Do this so you can see me. Turn it over and cut it into strips. We want strips on this. Narrow strips. So it's almost like a noodle. And you could do, instead of the potatoes, you could do egg noodles. And it's really good. Cabbage and egg noodles. It's called halushka. And it is awesomely good. Okay. Alright. We're going to take our cabbage strips and kind of break them up as we put them in. We're going to saute them in the butter and onions. Sweat the onion first. Remember, when you're sauteing, the longest thing goes first. So like meat will always go in before the vegetables. Last thing in is always going to be your herbs. Parsley, basil, cilantro. Those all go in at the very end. Just as you, and ideally you put them in when you turn the heat off. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to wilt the cabbage. And to do that, just need a little water. And we're going to add some garlic powder. And some salt, kosher salt. And some coarse ground pepper. Okay. We're going to give that a stir so it's all coated with the butter and the spices aren't sitting on top. They go down into the butter and flavor everything. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to leave that alone for a minute, just for a minute, with the lid on. And while we've got that going on, we'll start on something else. Alright? We're going to start on something else. And this one is going to be done in the microwave. Because remember, we're doing quick and easy. Quick and easy. Alright? So, we have just our little cornware bowl. And we're going to take some cauliflower. Bag of frozen cauliflower. I kind of thawed it out a little bit. And everything I'm doing can be done the night before. So you're not cooking on Easter morning. This can all be done the night before. And then just popped in the microwave and reheated for lunch. That's how easy it is. Alright, so now we're going to take some butter. A couple tablespoons of butter. Some salt. Again, lots of salt. And lots of pepper. Not lots of salt, but, you know, salt and pepper. Salt and black pepper. And some paprika. Roasted paprika. By the way, if you don't know what paprika is, it's a pepper. It's a pimento pepper that's been roasted. It's a sweet pepper that's been roasted and dried and then ground. And that's what paprika is. It's a roasted pepper. But it adds a really smoky richness to this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this, just like it is. Mash the butter down so it doesn't hit the roof. We're going to take this and put it in the microwave for 3 minutes. That to the refrigerator for now. Okay. Alright. So, we'll get that going on. Let's check on our cabbage. Now look, it's been about 12 minutes since we started this video, and I've already done 3 side dishes. Alright, so now we're going to leave that off, and we're going to crank the heat up a little bit, and we're going to add some of the frozen hash browns. These are the cubed hash browns, not the other ones. You want about as much potato as you have cabbage, so you just kind of have to eyeball it, because you know you're not. I don't measure, so I just kind of eyeball it. You want it to be about equal, potatoes and cabbage. Got too much potatoes? Add some more cabbage. Won't hurt nothing. Alright, and this time I'm going to turn this heat up because I want it to get rid of all this liquid. I want to get rid of all this liquid right here. Alright, if it looks like you need some more cabbage or potatoes, just add more cabbage and potatoes. That's fine. And a little bit more cabbage. And that's okay, it'll wilt now. It's got enough moisture in it now to where it will wilt out as the moisture's evaporating it out. Oh, it smells good. It smells good. This was one of my favorites when I was a kid. And it goes so awesomely well with ham. It is amazing with ham. And it's real pretty. It's very springy. Alright, so now next up is really? Next up, we're going to be making some candied bacon. We're going to turn the oven on to 375. And we're going to take an old cookie sheet. See how nasty this one is? That's because I use it for a drip pan. I don't use it for baking, I use it for a drip pan. Hang on.